Hello, welcome. And Henry, I remember you. This is fun.
Hey, Jamie.
Yes. Who's that?
It's Ann. How are you?
Hi, Ann. How are
I'm
you?
good.
Good. All right, we are at 30. We are at 6:33. So I'm gonna get started. Maybe what I'll do, if you guys will give me just a minute, I'm gonna find Kayla's name in my list and switch out the host just in case somebody comes in and I'm talking, I don't hear her. Kayla, where'd you go? We do have quite a few people, and it's very exciting from north and south. Kayla, Kayla,
Yeah. I,
hold on. I'm going to make you the host.
okay.
Okay, take a look and see. Okay. And I hope it doesn't mess up my recording because I am recording this. And they'll do some sort of thing because a few people asked me to make sure I recorded it. We'll see how it goes and how that works.
Hey,
All
Sue,
right.
turn off invert colors.
Yep. Welcome, everybody. This is so exciting. I'm going to say that in lieu of introducing everybody in the call, just know that this is a combination of friends, colleagues, people who teach, people who learn, includes the teachers and the learners, people who are in different support groups and VA and just all across the map here, all ages, some voc rehab counselors too. And we are talking about
Hey,
the
Siri,
mega.
invert colors.
So we're going to start. So listen, if you have to talk, that's fine. I don't mind. If you, we will have the chat to open, and we are going to be having a discussion because I know many people already have the glasses. So that's a good thing. I want to start off by saying this. There are many different smart glasses that are out there. These Meta Ray-Ban glasses are not the only ones, but they seem to be the ones that I'm asked about the most. And what's different about them versus other glasses, Kaylee, got those people coming in? Okay. Is that they're not like the Patriot glasses or the East Sights. It's not about so much the lens as it is about the frame. So that's kind of an important thing. And it does kind of involve having a smartphone or device to be able to download the app with. So I want to start. I want to start by saying that the lenses, which is the part that you see through, can come in a variety of prescriptions if you want to, and you can also get them just plain clear, or they can be transitions where they go from clear to a color, or they can be transitions where they go from a color to a darker color. And I did put together a cheat sheet in Word with everything that we're going to talk about tonight and links to different websites, like the Ray-Ban has a website and Meta has a website. And they both have the same thing. But what's really cool is that if you have a little bit of vision on the Meta website, you can go and do what they call a virtual try on, where you can pick a style and a color, and then it uses like your camera to be able to see what you look like with the glasses on. And my vision's pretty low, but it worked pretty nicely for me on my iPad. So that was kind of cool. Now, the frame itself, just to talk a little bit about the frame, is
Sorry.
that's okay. No, listen, we know the voice. We're all familiar. The frame itself is pretty heavy duty plastic. It's very durable. If you guys know about Ray-Ban sunglasses, they've been around for a pretty long time. And they are,
Jamie, hold the glasses up a little bit higher so we can see them.
well, these are my reading glasses.
No, I know, but the Meta glasses. We
Sure,
can't
I'll
see
put them on. There we
Okay.
go. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Oh, thank you very much. So when you're looking at the Ray-Ban glasses themselves, they do have two cameras up at the top corners of each, right by where basically where the arms and the lens meet. Sorry, lefties, the controls are only on the right side. Not sure what that's about, but so there's a bar on the right part where you can slide your finger back and forth to control volume and to do some tapping mechanisms. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Additionally, on the right side in the top corner, there's a little button that you can click to capture. So take a picture, or you can do another gesture, which will start a video. It's like a long press. So that's pretty much the buttons. There's also an on-off button. The microphones are throughout the bar of the glasses, as is the speaker. I was having a conversation, I think it was with Marcus the other day, about whether these are bone conducting hearing devices. I'm not sure. They're just, the way they describe it on the website is open ear speakers. So that means that the speaker, the sound is coming from the bar of the glasses. It's wrapping around the back of my ear, but there's nothing actually in my ear. Inside my ear is completely open. So this has been a really nice thing because I'm a big fan of my AirPods too. And there are ways to control the AirPods so that you can hear the environment also. But with this, it really feels like I'm hearing my book or the music or my walking directions, but I'm also hearing the environment in real time, real sound. The app that you download that goes with these glasses has changed recently. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but our apps are changing very rapidly. Seeing AI has changed a lot of the apps. So the app that goes with the MetaView glasses, it's called the MetaView app, has changed, and it's a little bit simpler to use in some ways. It's more of a treat. You kind of doing a little bit more swiping if you're a voiceover user. To me, when you're looking at anything you're buying for low vision, the number one thing is, of course, what am I going to say? Is it accessible, right? So is it accessible? What's the cost? Is it durable? Will it last? Will I have to get an updated version of it in 5 months? All these kind of things run around in my head as I'm looking at different products, because we know that times are tough and we want to make sure that we're getting the most bang for our buck. So those are the types of things that I'm always looking for as an instructor and as also a low vision user. So the price point on these starts at $299. That's just for like a single lens, like clear or just a dark lens. And then it goes to $379 if you get a transition lens in there. And then, of course, if there is a possibility, you can do prescriptions. Now, some of my clients have told me that they've been able to get their glasses covered through their vision plan with a prescription, whether they do transitions and also progressive lenses or bifocals or reading, whatever. So that's something that's really cool. I've known a couple people who went to Lens Crafters or some of the other providers, Costco's, I think, and they got them for like $30. So it just kind of depends on your vision plan. But again, it is really about the frames more than it is about the lenses. The other thing about the app is that it has the Meta AI piece. And that's really cool because you're able to ask the glasses a question.
Parent has joined the meeting.
Hello. And get a fairly accurate, specific answer. I hear a little bit of feedback. I'm just going to hang on just a second so that somebody can mute themselves or their sound so that we can make sure everyone hears. Can everyone hear so far okay? Give me a thumbs up. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, good. For those of you who've had me as a teacher, and when I used to teach Siri, I used to say,
Mom, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
I wasn't
There you
muted.
go.
That's weird.
I muted everyone as host so that
Oh.
you can go for it now.
Okay. All right. So that was weird. Thank you. But so when you are talking with the MetaView app, the AI piece of it, it really is becoming a lot more conversational than the way it used to be. And that's the thing that's so different from many of us who are used to talking to a personal assistant. We know we can say, hey, Siri, what's the weather? We can say, Alexa, set a timer or whatever. But we know that the device is really just a computer that's searching for the correct app to get that information from or to do that task. So when I tell people, keep it real simple, you don't, hey, Siri, what's going on with you today? How's it going? Hey, by any chance, do you know what might be the weather in my neck? No, we just want Siri, weather, Atlanta, or Siri, reminder, take medicine, 4 p.m. With these classes, it's very interesting because it has the ability to decipher your conversational speech. And it has a follow-up mode. And now they're also working on what they're calling live video, where it's just kind of in your ears the whole time. So I saw a video of this the other day that I wanted to talk about. A gal was wearing the glasses, and she said, hey Meta, what am I looking at? Hey Meta, and then the glasses told her, and spices, it looks like cumin. Okay, what about this one? What about this? Now what about this? And read this to me. And so it was just like this continuous thing that she was doing without having to say the word again and without turning off the video at all. So that was pretty cool. Cancel. The Meta glasses just asked me what I wanted to do. So I had to cancel that because I'm wearing them. So the information that you get can be very specific also. And I want to give you an example of something that happened to me that was really interesting. I get this Medicare book every year. You know what I'm talking about. It's a Medicare handbook that you can send it to you I get it in large print. It's like the size of the first Harry Potter, only a little bit bigger in a spiral. And it's got all the different information about everything you can imagine. And if you want to find something, you go to the table of contents and then you use your magnifier, your CCTV, what have you, and you go down the table of contents to find what it is that you want. So I asked the glasses, I had it look at the table of contents, and I said, where can I find information about my prescription plan? And it said right away, information about your prescription plan is on page 147. And then when I went to a restaurant and I looked at the menu and I said, hey, look, tell me what my burger choices are. It went through only the burgers on the menu. And just before we got on this meeting, I had a medical bill and I didn't want to see the whole thing. I just said, how much do I owe and when's it due? And this for many of us is a very big deal. As we know, we've had OCR, we've got seeing AR, we've got apps that are able to read everything, but often we have to hear a lot of extraneous, useless information. So this is a big time game changer. The other thing I wanted to talk about tonight is about the use of the camera and the use of it as for photography, because we do still, even if you have low or no vision, you want to be part of the life of taking videos and making pictures and things like that. And with really good the way video description and also
I didn't see it.
adding description to your photos with voiceover, it's very nice. The video quality is excellent, and you don't have to worry about framing it, like walking around a certain way. You can just kind of be in the moment and just use the word and have it take a picture or start a video and be done. And it's great. So that is a huge, I think, bonus plus too. Now, when you take a video or a picture, there is an LED light that goes off so that it alerts to whatever it is that you're looking at, that you're taking a picture or making a video. So if you're in a dark room, it's going to light up. If you're in a theater, it's going to light up. If you try to cover up this light, because there's been a lot of people, well, I don't like the idea of somebody could be videotaping me and I don't even know it, or I could be videotaping somebody and I can do it secretly. If you try to cover it up with like a piece of tape or
You taking
something,
a shower?
I mean, the bath.
hey, you guys,
You
I
taking a
hear
bath?
somebody else on.
I want to take a shower.
Guys,
I was about to say, I'm gonna go ahead and get me a
whoever's
shower
about
too
to
if
get
you're
into the
taking a bath.
shower might want to mute
I don't wanna lay
themselves.
on the bed.
Okay.
I still
So-
want you to do it before I did it. I promise.
KM,
Caleb,
Hang on
mute
just a second,
everybody
guys.
again and then
Okay.
unmute.
Wait.
Okay, how'd we do? I think we're good. Can everyone give me a thumbs up if they hear me? Okay, cool. All right, sorry about that, guys. When we have a big Zoom group, this is what happens sometimes. You just can't help it. But I was talking about the little camera that's located right in the tips here, the top corners. You cannot cover it up completely. So I know that's been a concern that's been in the media about like being secretly photographed or secretly videoed. Now, I'm sure if you were up in a window and you're looking down, you can do it, but you can do that with your phone anyway. So that's not neither here nor there. The other thing that's very interesting to me that it will not do is describe a person. It will not tell you what somebody looks like. It will give you a message that says, we are unable to do that. And that's, it's an invasion of privacy, what have you. So it's not like you can be like, yo, is that dude hot or what? You can't say stuff like that. If that's the one thing. You can say, hey, what kind of tree is this? Tell me more about Japanese maples. Tell me when the Empire State Building was first built. What's the ingredients for tuna roll on this menu? And is there any wasabi in it, but you cannot ask about a person. So they have put in some privacy methods in there. The other thing I wanted to mention that's also a big question that I often get is about it always listening. And I say, just like with the Alexa, just like with Siri, just like with your Google Assistant or your Google Home, you must be able to go into your settings and be able to hear what's being shared and what's not being shared. And that's going to always be under like either data and privacy or privacy settings. And make sure that your data is not being shared with developers. That's the main thing you want to make sure is that's turned off. The other thing is it does keep a running tab, just like the Alexa, of the things that you ask. So if you ask a question about at the end of the day, it's amazing how many questions you've asked. You go into the tab that has your history in it, and it will actually tell you what you have asked that day, what music you've requested, etc. And as far as your pictures, everything will appear in a gallery in the MetaView app, as well as if you choose, it can automatically be downloaded into your camera roll. When you delete the video or the photograph from the app, you have the choice of either deleting it just from the app or from both the app and your camera roll. So that is, I think, very good. I would love to be able to actually demonstrate and give you a chance to like hear the sound. And I don't know that I can because I know I had the music on before. Hang on. Hey, Meta, play music.
Amazon Music, here's the station, Fever, and more.
And what happens is you can hear it coming through the glasses, but when you put them on, it's very quiet. And I guess that's a good thing. So really, this Zoom presentation, the purpose of this is to kind of do an overview. And I also want to talk about some of the experiences that my clients have had that I want to make sure so we all know the different things, not so much pros and cons, but just things to consider, things to know about. I think these things this is just the beginning in terms of AI and stuff like that and how that affects us as low vision users. I love the fact that this is a mainstream product that looks really, really nice. It's groovy. There's all these different styles. Everyone's wearing them anyway. But we know the secret that this is really an amazing tool for being able to walk around, getting walking directions, hearing your voiceover, I walk around doing dishes, listening to my book on Bard mobile. So the music sound is great. I'm on the phone with people. It's all that stuff is very, very excellent. And again, the price point is really good. So that is kind of it in a nutshell. I've been kind of covering a lot of different aspects of it. So I want to take just a pause for a minute and see if you will probably need to unmute yourself. But if anybody would like to share an experience that they've had, I am going to call on, if I can, just real quick, Marcus. Marcus, can you unmute yourself for a second? Are you there? Cookies. Kayla, can you unmute him or no? No. Okay.
No, but there's a question from Glenn K that I can read.
Okay.
How do the glasses help with navigation? My mom is fully blind, and we are interested to see if the glasses can help navigate around the home.
Okay. I'm glad you asked that. It is something that with the navigation, I am still using my Siri, my app on Siri on the phone. So if I will say Siri, get walking directions to the nearest Starbucks, and then I hear the actual steps. Within the home, it will tell you what you're looking at. It'll help orient you. You can definitely, I mean, you're still having to navigate with your cane safely or with however your technique is for indoor mobility. But you can now ask, what am I looking at? And it will give you a very, very detailed description of what you're looking at. You can say things like find the door. And if you use it with the other apps, such as Be My Eyes, and Ira, those are services that connect to your glasses, not using your phone number, but with your phone to a live person who will see the world through your glasses that can help you. And we will talk about that more too, because I want Shelby to tell us. Shelby, are you here still?
Yes.
Would you mind sharing that story about the Walmart thing? Just, in a nutshell, or helping me with this question about navigating?
Yes. Do you want me to share now?
Yes, please.
Okay. I took a client to Walmart about a month ago because Ira is being paid for by Walmart. And she walked in the door. She called Ira on her phone through the app. They GPSed her, made sure they knew where she was, got the layout of the store, looked up the products she wanted, and they helped her navigate to the correct aisle, to the correct place, helped her select a box that was not dented, navigated her to the self checkout. And my client is completely blind, so she did the self checkout, and then they navigated her back to the door. I just tagged along.
That's amazing.
That's the nutshell version.
Yeah, I think that when you're out and about and utilizing the glasses in conjunction with some of these apps that allow real-time assistance from either a volunteer is through Be My Eyes, Ira, AIRA. Ira is the one it's free for, what is it, Shelby? The first 5 minutes?
It's free for the first 5 minutes, and then you get 30 minutes a day free for job-related tasks. But if you go to Target, Walmart, and I believe Starbucks, they pay the bill for you. Some airports pay the bill. You just have to look in advance. I looked in Georgia. There's really not a lot of other options in Georgia, but those are big ones.
It is. And we have a lot of Walmart shoppers.
We used a cell phone to do this, so we had some difficulties that we noted along the way. It'd be nice if you had a lanyard. You've got to make sure that the camera that your phone's going to use actually works, because I had to switch to her other camera. Her first one was cracked. And then it's helpful to have earbuds or maybe the glasses, so it's in your ear and a little more private. Those were some of our takeaways.
Excellent. Yeah. And that's a good point about having the glasses. I mean, for so many of us, we've got our cane, right? And then we've got the phone, or even if we have the phone on a lanyard, then you got like 14 pairs of glasses around your neck and the hat and a coffee and maybe a guide dog. I mean, you start running out of hands after a while. So the wearable technology, the wearable stuff, the watch, it's really where it's at. And I think there's going to be more haptics coming in through the glasses in the future, because I know we have really good haptics, or like touch signals, say, on the watch, that help you know which way you're going. And the main thing is that when you're listening on the glasses to directions through your phone, you're still able to hear what's around you too. So if I'm walking, I hear it say, at the light, you're going to make a right, but then I hear somebody's voice going, hey, lady, watch out for the hole. I can hear both things at the same time, which is really helpful.
That is nice.
Mm-hmm. So super helpful for that. Is there any other questions while we're talking about moving around and traveling with the glasses?
I have a question.
Please, who are you?
It's
And-
Marty McDonald.
Hi, Marty.
Hi. How long does the charge hold for?
Okay, that is like so perfect. That's exactly what I want to talk about. So they tell me on the website and in my experience of wearing them that you can wear them for pretty continuous use for about 4 hours, correct?
Okay.
So the other day I got really into my book and I was literally walking around the house for that a length of time and listening to my book. And then I asked the glasses, how much you got in you, baby? You have any charge left? And it said about 35%. So
Okay.
that was pretty accurate. I think if you're wearing them and you're asking a question every couple of minutes, you probably get a little bit longer. But here is the cool thing. And I'm holding up the case in front of my face. The case is it's hard. At the very bottom, it has a tactual USB-C port for charging. The
Right.
case charges the glasses. When you open the
Right.
glasses case, there is a little resting spot where the bridge of your glasses will fit snugly into, and it clicks into place really nicely. I'm going to take them off now. I'm closing them. When you close them, they automatically stop playing the music. They stop playing anything. And then I'm clicking them into
one section, one blank.
that's my computer. I'm clicking them into the case, and it does it feels like it's in there. Very strong case. The flap will get closed on top, and there's a small round light that will be orange when it's charging, and then it will turn green when it's charged. When it's in the case, even on a low battery, in about a half an hour, it's almost back to fully charged. And the case can be charged every couple of days or so, depending on your use. So this is a very cool feature for me because some of the other devices that we've used in the past, they're so great, but their charge goes pretty fast. And you've had to buy like another battery to kind of interchange it out. And with this, you just need to give it about 20, 30 minutes in the case, and then you can pop them back on, which you should be doing anyway, because that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Some people do wear them continuously as their primary glasses with their prescription in them. That's fine if it's comfortable. They have weight to them. They are not a light framed glass. They're not like those skinny wiry glasses. They're like a heavy duty plastic, and there's technology built into it. So when I first started wearing them, and I was wearing them a lot, and I'm walking around, what kind of tree is that? Tell me about this dog I'm looking at, and how many cups of sugar do I put into this rest? I was using it all the time. I started thinking, wow, am I getting a headache, or is something going on? Because I felt like maybe it was affecting me, and I don't know. It was a little heavy on my nose. And then Marcus, are you here yet or no? Can you unmute yourself? Marcus had shared with me that he was starting to have headaches from the glasses. And I was like, oh, this is a big deal because we don't want to be doing that. We have enough things to deal with visual fatigue. Come to find out that they do come in different sizes. And if you've got, a head that's a different shape, like I'm kind of Asianish, so got kind of a big round head, and Marcus might have a big head too. If they're too tight, they can cause that. So he ended up having to switch out the size. You can size these glasses to get a little bit bigger size. Has anybody else come across this experience? I am wondering, taking a brief survey. Yes, no, too shy to say. Because I think everyone's muted too now, so I don't know if you're still out there. Okay, so just something to consider that there are different sizes and styles. There are 3 different styles, lots of different shades to pick from. So yeah, but as far as the charge goes, I think it's going to get better, but I'm pretty happy with the way it is, especially if you have the case with you as you travel, because the case really makes it for a full day. That's a good question. Thanks, Marty. Other questions, comments? Who's got a pair? Stephanie, Jessica, I know you guys are wearing them. Tell us how you feel.
Oh, the audio now unmuted.
Can you hear the music, you guys? This is coming through the glasses.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can hear it. That's through the glasses, and I turned it off so that I turned it onto a system so that when I take it off, it will still play. And that's just with it off my face, just holding it up to the camera. That's Michael McDonald, by the way.
Now,
Okay,
are you controlling that with the actual phone with the eyeglass frame, or do you control it with your phone?
the volume,
Yes.
both. You can do both. So on the right side of the bar of the arm of the glass, you can swipe forward and back to control the volume, and that will adjust the volume on the phone as well. And that's for every media, whether you're listening to a podcast, a book, or on the phone. So you can do it both. So really, if you have your phone in your hand, sure, and you can do it. You can have Siri make it louder or softer. You can tell Meta to make it louder and softer. But once you have the glasses on, you can put the phone away.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Unless you have like a lot of unless you have a quick security pass.
99471.
If
Can
it
I
locks
ask
up
one
quickly.
last question?
Sure,
Have you been to the airport with those on?
I have.
Can you say more about that?
Yeah. So
Because that's a very visual or totally visual place.
it's really hard. And those of you who've traveled and know about our airport here in Atlanta, I mean, it is the anxiety and the crowd and just the auditory stimulus that you have, you're already walking in and your heart's palpitating. So as much as you want to ask for questions, it's so nice to be able to go up to something. If you kind of have a location of where you're at, you can say things like, what's the number on this baggage carousel? That's specific, you can say. You know what I mean? So I did that because I was meeting my cousin at JFK. So when I got there, I had to get my bearings straight, and I just looked up, and the first thing I saw was what I thought was a 6, but I wasn't really sure. So I just said, what number am I looking at? I haven't tried it for the chart, the big thing that has all the flights, but I'm sure it will work because I've been to places like Chick-fil-A or where the menu is over the counter, and I've looked up and gone, hey, Meta, how much is a number 1 combo?
Okay.
Things like that. So it is looking through your eyes, and the more you can and if it's wrong, just say, no, that's not what I want. I'm asking you, how much is it for the number 1 with an upgrade of fries? I mean, it's getting that crazy that you could ask it like that. And then at the airport too, I tried it on the little tram, the plane train. Is that what they call it? The plane train?
Yes.
Where they show you the concourses and, and what's the next stop and all that kind of stuff. And just reading stuff out loud.
Right.
Oh, can I say one thing else too, guys? What I like too is that you can speak softly because the microphone is so good that you can use, you don't have to be like, hey, man. You can talk pretty softly to the glasses. It'll pick it up because of the microphones. So if I'm in a quiet restaurant with my quiet family and we're all looking at menus, I'm not like, hey, Siri, what's the menu? I'm like, I'm whispering, hey, Meta, what's the cheapest thing on the menu? That kind of thing.
I like that.
And it does work. So that is another thing. Let me see what else in general. Let me check my notes while we have a moment. And think of a question, because this helps me to know what to teach in the future. And also, like I said, there's a lot of really positives, but there's some concerns too. So I want to know, what are you worried about? What are you concerned about the most with this kind of technology?
Jamie,
Or what's stopping you?
Jamie, I've had a few people tell me. I've had a few people tell me that it won't read an entire, every single word on a page.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought this up. That was the most important thing. So when it's all about the language, right? And when you say certain things, it's going to do certain. So if you say, what am I looking at? Like something like that, it'll generate a summary. So if I'm looking at a page in a book, it'll say, you're looking at a page in a book and it's talking about Thomas Paine and the Constitution, right? And I'm like, okay, but that's not what I want to know. I want to know, what does that page say? So then I have to say, read this to me exactly as it's written, or read this verbatim, or look and read this. And then it will read specifically word for word. So you can make those distinctions. The summaries, though, I got to tell you, it's pretty incredible. Like I have opened up the Bible and been like, look, summarize this page for me. Okay, you know how, and that it's unbelievable how quickly and succinctly it'll summarize a magazine article or whatever you're looking at. But if you wanted to read, you need to use that specific language. Usually the word look will automatically make it take a picture, and then it will describe that picture. You'll hear a little audible click. You'll say, hey, Meta, look and tell me what I'm looking at, or read this to me, or what does this say? Does that make sense, Wendy? Yeah,
Yes, yes,
good.
it does.
Stephanie, were you there too? Did you want to make a comment?
Yes, I wanted to ask a question. When you go into your meta settings on your phone, when you open it up, it automatically says add device.
Yes.
Why is it doing that? Why?
Okay. Oh my gosh. So that is open MetaView. Okay, turn on voiceover.
Okay, I turned voiceover on.
All right, so I've got voiceover on just so y'all can hear and feel. And basically what it does is the add device is at the top. You know how we have the tabs are at the bottom.
Selected devices. Tab.
So there's 3 tabs at the bottom. Home, devices, rather.
Tab history. Tab 2 of 3.
History, which is where I told you that's where you can find what you've said today or in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And your activity. And then they changed it so that now the home or the device page starts with devices.
Add device button.
Then it says add device. And I think it's because that way you can have, some people might have more than one device going. So with the plus sign, just like when we add a contact, it's the same symbol. So it's to add another device. You just need to swipe past that.
Profile and settings button.
Then it comes to profile and settings. And when you hear profile and settings, you can double tap there, and then you've got all sorts of things that you can control. They now have, you can set the Meta voice to be a celebrity. They have like no, I'm not kidding. They have like Kristen Bell and stuff like that. If we had more time, I would go into it. But go into your MetaView glasses.
Ray-Ban Meta, Jamie's RB Meta, heading, glasses battery power 95%.
Tells you the powers.
Gallery, heading.
Gallery is going to tell you, it's going to show you your photographs. It's going to allow you to pick your photos. It will do a little description when voiceover is on too, which is very handy for those of us who cannot see those little icons or see it all.
See all button. No recent photos or videos in your gallery.
I cleared out my recent videos and gallery, so it tells me that I have nothing in my gallery.
Reminders button.
These are all just things.
Pause announcements off button.
And then
pause announcements on. Learn and explore heading.
Learn and explore, please, you guys. This is great. You go to Learn and Explore, and it basically gives you little tiny tutorials as to all the different things you can use the glasses with and say. And even though it's for the general public, they're still very, very obviously useful for us on the language of how to get good videos or how to get good directions. And each section does have a little graphic that I've noticed is not described. The graphic itself is not described. It doesn't say like a picture of a lady holding a stroller and taking a picture, but it does read off the title or the heading, and then everything else I have found it to be very accessible with both voiceover and talkback, because I have seen both being used. Have you guys had any problems with using the MetaView app with your screen reader? Anyone?
No.
Okay, cool. So I haven't either.
See all. Learn to take photos and videos button.
Learn to take, see?
Device settings button.
Then at the bottom, right above the tabs, it says device settings. And when you double tap on that, it'll go into that settings. Listen.
Updates button.
Updates, it should automatically update.
General, Wi-Fi button. Help and support, experiences, Meta AI button.
Meta AI. I have to do it.
Button. Camera use. When you the contents of the image may be language and voice. Button.
Language and voice. And I have this all in a Word document. So I'll send it out. So don't feel like you have to worry about this. But language and voices. You double tap on that.
Language, English, United States. But speaking rate. Heading rate 1.25x. Select a voice. Heading. Play voice call. FINA AI voice. Aquafina AI voice. Medium pitch. Unselected. Radio button.
Aquafina, okay? I don't know. But there's a little button that says play voice. So you can play a sample before you choose it. Listen.
Play voice call. FINA AI voice.
Here's one of the voices you can choose. You can always change it later in settings.
So that's the example of the voice. Here's another one.
John Cena AI voice. Lower pitch. Unselected. Radio button.
John Cena.
Play voice call in John Cena AI voice. Button. One of the voices you can choose. Settings.
And they tell you what kind of pitch it is, whether it's a medium pitch or a lower pitch, which I think is very handy dandy because we work with lots of folks who have hearing loss. And
Right.
sometimes that little lower pitch makes all the difference in the world. Yeah,
Right. Exactly.
exactly. I'll give you one more voice. Hang on.
John Cena AI play. Voice call in Keegan Michael Key AI voice. Medium pitch.
This is-
Unselected.
Mom,
Radio
there's another
button. Keegan
question.
Michael Key AI
Okay, this is Keegan Michael. Oh, wait, let me do Kristen Bell. Hold on.
Play voice call in Kristen Bell AI voice. I play voice call in Kristen Bell AI voice. Button.
This is
Double tap to
Kristen
listen.
Bell.
Here's one of the voices you can choose. You can always change it later in settings.
See? So that's a very different pitch. It's a very different voice too. So shoot, questions.
Jamie,
Um,
this is Marcus. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
there's
Oh, good. Marcus.
Yes,
where you been?
I'm here. I had to figure out how to unmute myself.
All right, Marcus, we talked a little bit about the fitting of the glasses, and I told them
Yes.
about your experience. If you want to, was there anything else with the sizing that you found? How did you change the size of your glasses once you realized they were too tight for your head?
Well, actually, just of course you can return them. You have that option. But the first size I got was 50. They come in two sizes. It's a 50 millimeter. That's the width of the lens, and there's a 53 millimeter. And it's very important if you're going to get a pair. The most important thing to do, in my opinion, is to try them on. And if you can wear them just for maybe 5 minutes, if the store will allow you to keep them on that long, to see if you feel any pressure behind the ear, because the pair that I got was a size 50, and I wore them for about 4 hours. And when I took them off, I was staggering. I mean, I was staggering like I was drunk. I mentioned to somebody. They said, "Yeah, right. You may have been," but it did say. At least I thought it said. It said, did it say Grey Goose the phone? Or was that Bluetooth? But anyway, that's a joke. But anyway, I was kind of I was disoriented, and then I got a size 53, which worked perfectly. And then one other thing I wanted to just mention was, and I don't know if you mentioned it when I was calling back in, if you have an Apple Watch, you can actually also see the picture that you take in the Apple Watch. You can connect it so you can see the picture.
I was going to ask that question.
Oh, that's interesting. It's all working together. It really is pretty cool. So remember that Siri and Meta AI are two different entities, but Siri can still do all the things that it did before. And when you decide in settings on the MetaView app, you can decide what apps you want to share with the glasses. So when I first started wearing them, I didn't give it access to like my contacts and the phone and all that stuff, because by default, because it's Meta, so you guys know Meta owns Facebook and Instagram. So it wants to send, if you say send a message to so-and-so, it's going to use Messenger by default, because that's the one that's attached to Facebook, right? And if you say post this picture, it's going to automatically post it. It will, if you set it up that way, it can automatically add it to your Instagram story or your Facebook or whatever it is. Then you have to go in under the settings and give it access to your actual phone contacts, and the iMessage or the messaging app that you prefer. They also must own what I guess that they own WhatsApp because that was one of the choices too. WhatsApp, that's also used by default.
Yeah, I think they do on WhatsApp.
Yeah, I think so too. So I was not really using them because I didn't want to connect to anything. I was like, just hesitant, just like everybody else. You just want to go in slowly. That is fine. There is no reason that you have to go jump in full force. You can go in and ease into it. Then once I figured out, okay, I'm gonna give this a chance with my phone, and I gave it access to being my phone and my contacts, then I didn't have to go through Siri to make a phone call. Because if I went through the glasses before that, it would make a phone call through the WhatsApp, not through my phone. So that was interesting. And it does have a feature where it will, when you're wearing the glasses, if you wanted to, it'll announce all the messages that come in. But that will also be, if you have it also enabled with Siri, then you get double voices. And that's something that you have to consider too, right? Yeah, because we got enough voices going on in our heads, right?
Really?
So you got the voice of Siri, you got the voice of VoiceOver, now you got the Meta voice. So you kind of have to pick and choose. And what I say is go in slow. If you get them, the pairing option, the pairing setup is not hard at all. The first step, of course, just like with Alexa, you got to download the app and go from there. There are so many. I was going to make all these videos and stuff like that for my YouTube channel, but when I went on, like Sam, the blind guy, he's got all sorts of great videos. There's this other chick that I don't know her name, but she has a whole unboxing video from a low vision perspective, from a totally low vision blind perspective. Because how it feels, where to grab to open up stuff, where to physically locate the charging port, all that stuff is covered already. So I have those links in a document that I will send out to the lists of people that I've invited to this meeting so that you can share it or use it and check out. But really, if you go to YouTube and you just put in Meta glasses and low vision, or Meta glasses with blind, you will narrow it down because there's a ton of videos just on the Meta glasses themselves with just regular people making videos. But if you specify in the search box that you want to get the videos from the low vision perspective, there's so many things. It's also a really nice way to keep things documented for yourself in a safety. I saw one gal and she had a guide dog, and she said, she called, that old story. We call for an Uber, they see the guide dog and they're like, no dog, right? So she's like, well, I just want you to know that I'm wearing my Meta glasses. I'm going to record that you are refusing to transport me because I have a service dog.
Oh, that's fabulous.
I saw that on Facebook. She put that.
That's a big deal.
It is a very big deal because it's against the law.
Well, yeah, but it happens all the time. And that's the thing. There's a whole, but even with I've had my cane out, and then I see the Uber because I can see a little bit, right? So the Uber's coming, and just as the Uber's coming, I'm got my cane, I'm going to fold it up, and it passes by, then zooms off.
Yeah. It's happened to me, of course. Yeah, I understand. Can I say so? I'm just thinking as you're talking, I don't have the Meta glasses, but I've been doing research on it and I'm going to get them. I think the eyeglass hut that are in malls.
Sunglass hut.
If you buy them there, they will trade them in for, let's say, a newer model or a more stylish model, et cetera, without much of a fee. If I think maybe free. I don't know. I read
so you
it
can
somewhere.
trade up. Yeah.
You can trade up with it.
That's what I wonder, because I know that most of the technology that we're having to deal with right now is coming through the app. But I wonder if it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to upgrade the actual glasses too.
This is Diane.
Yeah, tell me.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
And also, Kelly said there's somebody has a question, but I would not trade up to the third generation that's coming, because what I read on the third generation, it's more for the sighted folks. it's going to be AR related, sort of like what the Apple's Vision Pro thing is like.
Okay, I'm glad let's talk about that for just a second. So those of
Yeah.
you who have and see the AR glasses, which is the virtual reality, or like the e-sights, you guys have heard of e-sights and the Patriot glasses and those things, where the lens actually portrays a screen of some sort. Sometimes you can watch a movie, you can see, you can do a FaceTime call, and it's actually it's in the lens. And if you're totally blind or if you have field loss, it's not helpful at all.
Yeah,
But
that's
if you have acuity issues, and for some folks who still have vision, that can be something very helpful. I know Apple has a first generation, I think they call it Apple Vision. They're pretty expensive right now, but they're going to combine all sorts of things. I wish they would make a night vision lens. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Hello, RP. But listen, who knows what's going to happen? But that's all good points. I don't know what version I have right now because I don't think these are very old. I guess it's the second generation. And the styles, like they have this headliner, Skylar, and something else. And then Marcus, I think, said that they're coming out with a clear frame.
Yes, they're coming out with a transparent frame. But from what I understand, in the second generation, they only made about 7,000 pair, and they already sold out. So for the second generation, unless you can get them somewhere or buy them new old stock, the 2020 in this year, the 2025 should be coming out. They're teasing right now about it, but they should be coming out with a 2025 pair. That is the one that Diane was talking about, that it's going to have a half lens that actually is a screen, kind of like a heads-up display where you can actually read things in the window, and probably an improved camera.
Wow.
But be rest assured that the 12 megapixel camera that's in the Generation 2 is very sufficient for doing what we use it for.
It's a great camera.
Very
it's
good
a great
for
camera.
Very good for color ID. Now, I used to tell everybody, use your CNAI app for color ID, right?
Yeah.
And go into it, make sure it's a well-lit area, because if you're in a closet, it's not going to give you a good reading of like navy and black and things like that, right? You got to get in there. But with these glasses, I have been able to get very accurate. And here's the other thing that's just crazy to me, because my friend Karen was over the other day and we were playing with this. She's a Spanish teacher, and it will translate too.
Wow.
Yes.
Get
yes.
out. So
That's the
you
new
are,
thing,
so
yes.
yes. So if you're, let's say you're talking to somebody and they don't speak your language and you need to communicate with them, you just say, hey, Meta, tell me how you say, do you know where the library is in French? Où est la bibliothèque? And it will, and it will automatically translate, and you can either say it out loud or just translate it. Or if you go, I saw this really cute video. They were at an Italian restaurant. The whole menu was in Italian. And she said, read this menu to me in English.
And it did?
Yes.
Wow. Love that.
So the language thing is a very cool thing too.
Jamie, this is Marcus. Can I ask a question regarding the live language?
Yeah.
If someone is speaking Spanish in front of you, is it actually translating it to English in your ear?
I haven't
tried
tried
that wrong?
I haven't tried that yet. What I said is it did text. Like you could look at something that's written in Spanish and say, look, translate this into English. And it did. And then, or you could say, how would I say, that's a really beautiful dress in Spanish? And it would tell you in your ear, and then you could say it. I haven't, because I don't know. I guess if you're close enough to that person, they would have to pick up on the.
Yeah.
Because Google Translate, I mean, on the phone you can do that. You can have a whole conversation with that Translate app.
This Diane, I believe I saw it on Facebook. Like I said, I've been into the groups. So somebody did say that they were watching, I think, a Spanish movie and had it live AI translated it into English word for word, as it was going along. So I
Very
think if
good.
you
Thank you.
use, yeah,
That's cool. And yeah, I bet you can use that with
That's a game
caption.
changer.
I
yeah.
bet you could use it with the closed captions too. Read the
Oh,
closed
I hope
captions.
so.
Well,
Yeah.
because I know with Seeing AI, I saw this on Sam too, Sam the blonde guy. He had
Mm-hmm.
he had Seeing AI open and set it up in front of the TV where the
Mm-hmm.
captions was, and it just read it out loud, all the
Mm.
closed captions.
Right.
Oh, I love
Mhm.
that. I love that.
Yeah, it's
Kelly
really
has
cool.
said she has a question.
All right, who's got questions? I think did we get the one in the chat, Kayla?
No, that's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, is there a Find My Glasses feature where it can make a sound to locate? Because my mother frequently places her glasses down, has no ability to see where she left them.
Oh, that is a good question.
Great
And
question. Or phone.
I can say that my mom I have the same issue. And I would want to know that too, because I just lost these regular pair of glasses the other day. And I wish that I could like beep them to find them.
Yes, that would be very cool. I have to Google that.
7:28
Oops,
p.m.
I'll have to Google that.
Screen locked.
I know that with my iPhone, I will say, "Hey Siri, where are you?" Right? And she'll go, "Here I am."
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll say, "Hey Siri, turn on the flashlight," and then the light will come on, and I can sometimes see the light. But I've never tried it with the glasses, and I don't know. But that needs to be something that they do, right? Hey
Yeah.
Meta, where
Yeah.
Meta, where are you? And either some sort of like a vibration, so that it vibrates on the table. That would be great if it would just start vibrating on
Oh,
the
yeah.
table or something, you know?
Very good.
This is
Yeah.
Diane. I was
that's a
in
good
the
question.
store today to get my glasses. And one guy, before I got up there, one guy was saying that he wished that, you know, he could put a tag, you know, like the Apple tags and something on his glasses, because he's always losing his glasses. So, you know, it's ironic. Even regular folks need tags on their glasses. It's like, what did I do with them?
A lot of people use their iWatch to find their iPhone constantly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kayla.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I do.
Kayla's always trusting her that thing that makes that little noise, you know? There is a
Mhm.
thing called the yeah.
Yeah, but I'd say though I do it because it helps save my visual fatigue. So I use my ears rather than
Yes.
looking for it with my eyes.
Yes.
That's
Have you
great.
guys ever heard of the tile? There's a thing called the tile, and that's something you could put
Mm-hmm.
one in the wallet and one
Oh,
something else. So the
yes.
tile is
It
so
has a
small that you
hole.
might be able to put that on your glasses or on the
Yes.
glasses case or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, because that's a locator. That will
It
help you
has
find
a
it.
hole. You know, they have the kind that has a hole in it, so you could put the arm of your glasses through there. And now,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, if it's up
That's
too
way
close to the
around.
hinge, it'll interfere with the camera. But you know, you can work that out.
Well, the way around the way around tags would label it, but it wouldn't really make a sound, right?
Right.
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 All right, all right, all
Mm-hmm.
right. What about this? If you had, you should have a lanyard anyway. Everyone has a lanyard or a cord to for their
Yeah.
glasses to hang around your neck. Maybe we could get something, or somebody could attach the tile or some sort of device to the actual lanyard so that it's not anywhere on the glasses, but they're together anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the problem with that. I found I did try to put a lanyard or a glasses holder on mine, but then I would have to take it off every time I put it into the case to charge it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
So unless I would put it in such a way that the lanyard could go on the outside of the case, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
like a
wrap it
little
on the
strap.
back or tie. So there's probably some things that we can create. There's going to be a world of accessories. Before I know we're hitting that like hour mark, so I want to make sure that if there's anybody out there that's been quiet and really wants to ask a question or share a story, please don't be shy. We are all friends. We're all in this together. Questions, comments, thoughts, fears, crickets, crickets.
If no
Jamie, I
speaks-
wanted to.
Oh.
Oh no.
Stephanie, go ahead. Stephanie, then whoever was next.
Well, I had a kind of follow-up question when I was asking about the add device. Can we add like our watch to our Meta glasses?
I don't know. I will find out.
7:32 p.m.
Let's see. Let's see.
7,
I've never pressed that add button, so.
back, hot weather, widget.
Yeah, because I haven't either, but I wanted
Alright.
to know, if I'm having my watch on and my Meta glasses, can
I
leave
think
my
they're
phone
separate.
behind?
Yeah, open meta view. I think it's a separate
Meta
thing.
view, back, button. Back, button. James RB Meta. Use Meta AI to ask about what you see. James Meta back, button.
Hold on.
Back, button.
I have to get back to that where that plus sign is.
Add device, button.
So it says add device. I'm going to double tap.
Devices, heading.
Mm-hmm.
Then it says devices.
Select device, heading.
Select device.
Ray-Ban Meta, button. Ray-Ban Stories, button. Ray-Ban Stories, button. Page 202.
Nope.
Ray-Ban Stories, button.
I don't know what Ray-Ban Stories is. I think it's
Ray-Ban Meta, button.
Ray-Ban Meta. It's just adding another pair of glasses. I guess there are some
Okay.
people who have different glasses for different outfits and styles and stuff. Can you imagine?
We have a question from Bonnie, who's on the line listening to you. She's on my phone with me.
Oh, nice.
She wanted to know where can you get them?
Okay, so here's what I suggest. If you want to order them pay out of pocket and you want to order out online, you can get them through Amazon because that's usually free shipping if you have a thing, and you can also return them. But what you want to do first is go to the meta.com, which I have website, or the Ray-Ban website first, and look at the styles and know exactly which ones you're going to order so that you can put that in. Because if you just put Meta glasses into the search field on Amazon or any of these things, it's very overwhelming. You get like everything, every shade, every tone, every style. If you want to go to a physical store, we said Lens Crafters, Sunglass Hut. Anyone else got one? I know there are other.
Target Optical.
Target Optical. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Target.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't
You
know
have
about
to
Walmart.
have a Target that has an optical. I had
Right.
to, this Diane, I had to go way over to the one on Caroline Street here in East Atlanta because I
Okay.
have two Targets here in Buckhead, and neither one of them have an optical.
I get, and I think and I really feel like the best place to start is the Meta website,
Yes.
meta.com, because that's where you can look at the styles, and then they have that virtual try on, and then you can also see where, find a location near me thing. And please check with your vision coverage too, because even if you get 50% off, you know what I mean? And even if you're totally blind, you are still having to protect your eyes from the sun, from glare. They have the other thing about the Meta that I wanted to mention, the lenses themselves are Polaroids, and they have some blue blockers or whatever. Wendy, you can talk about that kind of stuff. That's good that's good anyway, even if you get the transparent glasses.
Yeah, this is Diane. I went, now there was the issue with my prescription because my prescription was too thick and would not go in the glasses. So that meant no insurance coverage. So I had to whip out the credit card.
Okay. When you look at now, this is not to say anything about like the other devices that we love and are near and dear, the Rubies and the Orcams and the other, the other magnifier, because the one thing is you do have to be a smartphone user because it does have to be Bluetooth connected at all times.
Right.
I'm so glad that we talked about this. I would be very sad if we got off the phone. I went, oh my God, because if you have a little flip phone and you have no intention of ever going there, yes, you can do it with your iPad, but then you're kind of you're at the house, unless you have a cellular iPad. So you do have to be Bluetooth connected to a smartphone. And for some people, that's a game. So, and that's the other thing too, is when you go to try these on, if you're not going to get all the results you're going to get, maybe unless they have a sample that's connected to a phone. I know that when I don't have it connected, I can ask it about the weather and about what time it is. It must have some internal thing. But if I'm not connected to my phone, it's not going to give me anything that's relevant to my particular, phone and the apps and contacts. So that's important. And you do need to know how to be able to navigate your phone, either using voiceover or with your low vision strategies. Once it's set up, it's pretty easy. You just open the glasses, you put them on, and you hit the boom, boom, and then you're ready to go. But every once in a while, it might unpair, or you want to go in and look at the settings, or be able to hear what what's going on with privacy, see what's in the gallery. So those kinds of things. And of course, we can help. We can help with the training on that. So and I hate to I don't like to endorse one particular project. But I do feel like everyone's been asking me about it. And that's why I wanted to do tonight for everybody, for us to at least be in the same Zoom room to say, this is exciting. It's overwhelming too. Everything's changing so quickly. We hear a lot of stuff about AI on the news and what it's going to do to the world. From a low vision perspective, there's a lot of really cool things that it's kind of evening out the playing field for us and making us a little bit more efficient. So I feel like it's worth having these conversations and it's worth at least exploring. But by no means do you have to go out right now and buy them or do without them if you must have them. This is it's just what you want. It's just another tool in the toolbox.
Yeah. Can I make a final statement?
Please.
Okay, because like you said, we need different tools to do different things, and each tool has its limitation, but in combination, they could work nicely together. And like I said, I don't have the Meta glasses, but I'm very invested in getting them. But this just happened to me today, where not all apps are accessible. And when you use JAWS, obviously with your PC, obviously there's limitations there too. But I like the idea of being able to have your Meta glasses on, take a picture, or have it read to you what's on the screen, because some apps are very difficult to navigate and you don't know where the done button is, the close button is, even though you use your gestures to go up, to go down, to go sideways, to go around. You can't find that hidden button. And I think it's just a great way to kind of have another tool without having to call somebody to say, what's on my screen?
Right. That is a great point. That is a really good point. Yes, it is. I saw too that now
it's a game changer
you
for
what's
totally
that?
blind people.
Yeah.
I think it's a game changer for totally blind people. I'm enjoying my Meta glasses. I really am.
I also like the idea too that you can say, what am I pointing to? And it's going to look at your finger and tell you what you're pointing to.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's really cool. And Jessica and I were talking, and I was talking with the oven. You know how like you got everything down. You can cook. You've learned all your skills. You're a great. The last piece is that that stupid setting the time, setting the temperature, right? That one little piece is the one that stops you. That you always have to either ask for sighted assistance or call Be My Eyes or something like that, or find that little up down arrow with the glasses.
All the appliances are digital now.
Yep. Yep. So with the glasses, you have options now. Once you can get kind of a sense of where you are, you can say things like, am I pointing to the up arrow? And it will tell you yes or no. Yes, you were pointing to the up arrow. Does my temperature say 350, or what does the temperatures? I did this with my meat thermometer. I have one of those meat thermometers that's like round and it's got like, it's not low vision at all. You just stick it into the meat. It's terrible. And it might be large print, but it's just designed large. And I looked at the glasses and I said, I had the glass of what's the temperature showing on this thermometer? And it said 160.
Oh my goodness.
Jamie, this is Marcus.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Listen, I know it's about 30 people on here, and the Meta glasses are fantastic. But we got a gem on here as well, and if Wendy doesn't mind, with all the people that she has on here, sometimes some of the very simple things help us, and that's where Wendy is good at helping us out with the things we need as low vision people, low vision users, locator dots, things like that. With all the people on that we have on tonight, could Wendy just come on and tell everybody who we are as the Visually Impaired Foundation of Georgia and what we offer, in addition to the great things that the Meta glasses offer to us?
Go, Wendy, go.
Oh, no, don't put me on
I'm
the
sorry,
spot.
Wendy.
That's not fair.
But-
Well, you're very sweet, Marcus. You're the voice of the company. So, but yes, we're really glad. We're glad to have Jamie, who is our resident expert on technology and independent living and all things blindness. So thank you, Jamie. This is absolutely wonderful. We all learned so much. But yes, if anybody is in Georgia that's 55 and over who wants some services or wants some help from Jamie or needs some mobility or needs products, and please call us. It's Visually Impaired Foundation of Georgia, and we would love to help you. We've been working in Georgia for 40 years.
Mhm.
If you haven't heard of us, we don't know but
So
anyway,
you
please
work in this,
call.
Diane, you work in conjunction with the elder blind program from
I'm sorry.
them. You work in conjunction with the elder blind program because you said 55.
Right. I mostly do the older blind program.
Mm-hmm.
I have
that-
funding. I have funding for the older blind program. So
Right.
Yeah.
So what we do is we work with Project Independence, which is 55 and older, vision,
Yeah.
hearing, vision and hearing, vision loss, vision and hearing loss as well. Then we have, if you are under 55 and you need help to get involved with your voc rehab, we can help with that because we are starting to connect better with our GVRA folks, and they can get you also on the pathway of whatever it is the next step is for you. And then I'm hoping that organizations like I Can Connect and the VA and other places will help to fund some of these things. So, but it's nice to have something that has this price point. What I'm going to do at this point is say that we are officially closing in unless anybody else has some questions, but I will stay on if you are just shy and you just want like less people in the room, I will stay on for a few more minutes with whoever wants to hang out and talk about the classes or ask some questions they were too shy to ask with such a big group. I cannot believe how many people we had. People are starting to sign off now, which is
Mom,
great.
can you switch so that I can? I loved your presentation. You killed it.
Okay.
But I'd like to. I want to.
I don't know if I think you have to do it, honey.
Oh.
Yeah, you
I
have
think
to
you
make her
have to go
host.
Oh, I gotta
into-
make her host now.
Uh-huh.
All right, all
Yeah,
right, all
you
right.
just go in and you can make me the host again. I don't know whether it recorded or what happened. If it gets a recording, I'll try and see what
I
happened.
would actually like to introduce everybody who's on here that's from
Do it.
Vision Impaired Foundation. And
So if you need to go, thank you for joining. If you would like to hear a little bit more, please stay.
Because there's Dr. Frank Flowers who's on here tonight, and he's a remote low vision doctor. And he's been with us for well, we and I've been working together, I don't know how long, 30 years, 35 years, for a long time. But he's definitely been with me when we started the remote program. So it's been a long road, but a fun road, and we've done just great jobs. We've reached people who would have never had any help. And then there's Marty McDonald, who is our new social worker. And Marty, we're so happy to have you with us. She just started like a month ago.
I love it.
And then there's Marcia Farrow, who's also going to be helping us out with VRT or independent living.
Hey, Marcia.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Marcia.
Hello.
Hi there.
We've got Debbie McDonald, who runs one of the best support groups probably in the world.
Yes.
And, she's been doing this for also, I don't know, how many years have you been doing support groups, Debbie? About 400 years?
Oh,
close, right?
Ooh.
Forever and ever. And then there's Marcus, of course, you've heard from. And Kayla is also, she helps me. She's my office assistant and tries to keep together.
Jackie's here, right?
Hi and goodbye.
I'm trying to think who did I miss?
Is Jackie here?
Is Jackie here? I didn't think.
Okay, and Shelby.
And of course Shelby, who does our VRT and our mobility. Say hello, Shelby, please. She's absolutely. If you haven't met Shelby, she's a very how can I say, enthusiastic and
Passionate.
exciting and crazy lady. She's just
Yes.
wonderful. So
Yeah.
you definitely
Hi.
definitely want to meet Shelby.
Hi, this is Debbie.
And
Hi, Debbie,
Hey,
and there's
Debbie.
Hey,
Debbie.
Debbie.
Hi,
Debbie.
Debbie. Hi,
Hi,
everybody.
Good, good.
Good.
All
and
right,
then
we're whittling it down to about
Wait.
20 now. Well, we still have quite a few hanging in with us. So are there any questions about either getting services or finding out more about the glasses or technology training, etc.?
This is James. I'm sorry that I arrived late. I had a prior engagement. I apologize. I have a few quick questions about first of all, if you don't know the first thing I'm saying, I can simplify it, which is no big deal. I have something called a subdural hematoma. Most people don't know what that means.
I know, I've heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And right now I wrote down the things that I'm having difficulty with to a group in Georgia who said they could assist me. And I want to know if you think meta glasses would help me. One is I have difficulty with something called scanning, which is like there's an object right in front of me and I can't see it even though it's right in front of me.
Mm.
And like I've done these things with like numbers where like you try to find the numbers like a word find but with numbers, and I have a lot of difficulty with that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if meta glasses would help with that. That was my first question, please.
Okay. So the question is, would it scan for you or
Yes.
track something? And my feeling is like it would say read, you'd say read this to me, and it would probably read it to you.
That's not what I mean. Like for example, where did I put my headphones, for example?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if we could do that. Or where in this Walmart is the certain kind of cereal, for example? I don't know if we could
Right.
help me with those kind of things.
Well, we were talking before about how that you can combine them with some of the other low vision apps that would get sighted assistance, like Be My Eyes or Ira.
Yeah,
That
I
would
have Be
probably
My Eyes. I don't have
that would
Ira. I
probably
didn't.
be, and then that way when you're wearing the glasses, it's a lot easier to say, okay, what do I do? What am I looking at? And they can say just right there on the second shelf, keep moving your hand over. Okay, that's the Fruit Loops, and
That
then
makes sense.
that kind of stuff. So I think that's probably your most efficient way. And then otherwise, you would be doing kind of a systematic approach to, like, you look at a shelf, what am I looking at? No, that's not it. Then move your head over to the right. What
Yeah.
am I looking at? And kind of scan that way by segmenting the aisles or the table or whatever it is that you're looking for. That would be
Unmuted just now.
that's what I'm thinking, right? What do you think, Wendy? Right?
no, absolutely, that's right.
You would
Exactly.
you'd have to
Yeah.
section off your questions to the
Yeah.
glasses so they know what they're looking for.
As long
If
as
you sit,
as long as you're looking at something.
Hello, this is. Can anybody hear me?
We
Yes,
can
Hi,
hear
Carly.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we hear you.
yes.
Okay, this is Coley, and I have been trying to get in to ask a question, but for some reason, I had trouble being unmuted.
We can hear you now.
Well, here you are. What's your question, Coley?
Okay, my question is, I understand the sound that comes through the meta glasses is bone conducting, and with that, does that cause some sort of long-term effect somehow with the bones or anything?
You know what? I don't know that bone conducting is the right term, because I think what it is the speaker is what they call open speakers that are behind the ear. So your ear is open, but the sound is still, like, it feels like it's still going into my ear, if you know what I mean. And bone conducting hearing aids are very popular for people who have so they're just another option for hearing. The research has shown, from what I understand, and I'm not an audiologist, so I'm not trying to be, you could probably ask an audiologist that question. But when I listen to them, it feels like I'm still hearing them through my ears. I don't know that it's conducting through my head. What do you guys think about that?
It's Diane.
Yeah.
So the bone conducting ones, those are the ones that basically go in the front of your ears for your headphones and stuff. And these
Yeah.
are behind the ears, which sound goes forward. So it's going forward into your ear. So it's not exactly bone conducting. It just sits on that backbone behind your ear.
It's a good question, Coley. I think it needs further, I think we need to further
Yeah.
investigate that too.
Sure.
And just overall, the long-term effects. That's one of the reasons why I worry too much about, getting too far. So if we do wear them, we don't wear them for like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours straight. You know what I mean? Like we go in, because I feel a little bit when I've just like when I wear any kind of glasses, you kind of feel it in your head and your face and everything like that. So it's something that we jump in, but we jump in with, two hands on the rail there. Great. Any other questions before we start wrapping up?
Yeah, this is James. I'm sorry. Just a few other simple questions. I also have difficulty with memory. Like, for example, I keep telling people a story, and they're like, "You've already told me this." I don't know if it could tell me, like, did I tell this person this before? If it could do that, or if that I need another kind of technology for that.
Yeah, join the club, baby.
Yeah,
I think that is knowing your
unfortunately,
tools.
and names as well. Like, I look at people and I'm like, I know you, but I have no idea what your name is.
Yeah, hey, that's aging. I think using your tools. So the reminder app, whether it's on your glasses or your phone or on your Alexa. Hey, remind me every day at 4 o'clock to check my pressures, check my glucose. Remind me that the guy who's calling today, his name is Joe. You use all those tools that you can try and, but I don't. It's something I think that we all struggle with.
Yeah, and I understand that. Like, but you don't think like could Meta glasses help me with that, or do you think no?
No, the one thing that I said and I'll say it again, it does not help you with any kind of attributes on people. It will not say this person has blue eyes, brown hair. It will not describe people.
Or their names.
No.
Okay.
Now, CNAI can do that if you have a picture and you've stored them, and so can the OrCam. The OrCam can recognize a person. You can kind of like do facial recognition on that stuff too.
Only if you saved it.
Only if you saved it, right, in the past.
Yeah.
So like if you have a husband or a wife or a friend who you go out with and you have them saved in your OrCam, then when you come out of the restroom or whatever, you can be like, can you look around and it will spot Joe in the corner,
I have two other
This
questions.
is
I don't know if they're
Diane.
quick.
I got a quick question before I go,
Yeah.
and it'll apply to you too, dear.
Please.
So you said you got a Word document that you're gonna put this stuff into.
That'd be good.
How you gonna send it to us in an email or whatever?
Yeah, I could either do if I could send it as an attachment, or I could copy the contents and put it into the body of the email. I'll probably do both. Okay.
Yeah, I can do both.
Okay. I don't know how did you get here, Diane? Did you get here through the
I
live?
believe I got it through Facebook. So
No, me? I didn't put it on Facebook.
You put it somewhere. Oh no.
Daniel?
Send it to Vanessa.
Vanessa. Okay. Yeah. I'll send it to my peoples and then they can distribute as they need to, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you
Thank
reminded me. Okay.
And I'm sorry, I have two other questions, which is I also suffer from tip of the tongue syndrome. I don't know if the glasses might help me with that, where like if I describe what the object is, it would say like, you mean this thing. Or no.
I don't know. These are questions that seem to be cognitive and neurological.
Yeah, those are where my problems are. That's just unfortunately the truth.
That's okay. That's all right. I mean, it might be in the future. I think AI is going to be able to, because like now you can just like, what's the name of that song? It goes da 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 da.
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing I mean.
But as of right now, you may be able to describe some things that it could like and take the guesswork out of it. But it's more of a visual description of what you're looking at.
That makes sense. And one last question, please. Again, thank you very much for your time and for your service. Can it help me with scheduling? Because I keep finding that I'm double scheduling things. Or do you think it could not help me with that?
Do you have an iPhone? Are you using it? Then that is what you need to be doing. Putting your appointments on your iPhone calendar using Siri, and she will not let you overbook. If you say, Siri, make an appointment with the doctor for Friday, she will tell you already have an appointment if you already have one within an hour.
That's good advice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Again, thank you everybody for your service.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
What?
Bye, everybody.
I didn't see her.
Anybody else before we wrap up? Yes.
Jamie, thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Sure was.
Good. I hope that it covered enough. And I know that there's so much more, but I think we scratched the surface. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Jamie.
Have a good
Jamie, you
night,
did wonderful.
everybody.
Thank you so
Every
much.
night. Yep,
So
yep.
insightful.
I'm gonna go
Thank
ahead and
you and
end the
God
meeting
bless you.
now. All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.